near a TV monitor or not near their computer. We also have comprehensive MediaCorp coverage on radio on 938 Live. And come tomorrow, Sunday, do make sure to get your special edition of the Today newspaper for a full analysis. Well, for now, let's cross over to May Wong, who's at our operations hub. That's the nerve center of tonight's coverage, to find out exactly what's going on there. May.
Indeed, the nerve center, all right. Hundreds of people here at MediaCorp, from the writers to the editors to the cameramen and the video editors, are working hard behind the scenes to bring you up-to-date information on what's happening across the assembly centers in Singapore right now. But activity not just on the ground, but also a lot of excitement, a lot of discussion happening in cyberspace over here. Let's take a look. We are looking at a lot of Facebook comments coming in, a lot of discussions being generated via tweets, and also people blogging about their experiences as well as their take on Singapore General Election 2011. Now, how much of that has caused an impact on the way Singaporeans have voted earlier today? Well, I'll track the developments to bring you the latest.
We'll hear more from you later in the show. Well, this general election has been one of the most closely watched polls. For the first time since independence, almost all seats are being contested and the results more difficult to predict.
Well, that's right. Now, even as the elections were called, senior leaders from the People's Action Party admitted the ground was not sweet. The rising cost of living, housing affordability, the influx of foreigners have been top concerns for Singaporeans, and many were unconvinced that the PAP has done enough to resolve these issues.
Well, midway through the campaigning period, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong apologized, saying that the government could have moved faster to address the shortfalls. He said that he and his team are doing their best to fix the problems. Now, the Prime Minister also gave his promise to voters that the PAP would take care of Singaporeans.
While the PAP's message is about securing a better future for Singaporeans, the opposition says this election is all about increasing the number of alternative voices in Parliament. And so, Chiam See Tong and Lau Tia Kiang have gone for broke, leaving their strongholds to contest in group representation constituencies, or GRCs, to forward the opposition's cause.
And Aljunied GRC once again has emerged as the hotspot, a representation of many Singaporeans' need for a PAP government versus their desire for strong opposition.
Workers' Party Chief Lau Tia Kiang's arrival at the nomination centre for Aljunied GRC on April 27 didn't just up the ante in the political stakes. It also once again threw the national spotlight on the 143,000 voters in the constituency.
All eyes on Aljunied at this election.
An emotional dilemma for the voters of Aljunied GRC.
Their decision could result in the loss of 2 ministers or a parliament devoid of elected opposition MPs.
This election is going to be a watershed election for Singapore as well as for the opposition. On 7th of May, you may end up with no elected opposition member in Parliament.
But the PAP accused the Workers' Party of playing with the lives of Aljunied residents.
Don't be made use of. You don't have to carry the burden of the whole of Singapore.
While the Workers' Party pitched the outcome of this electoral battle as one critical to its vision of a first world parliament for Singapore, the ruling party wanted to bring the contest back to the issues on the ground. It pressed the opposition candidates to reveal their plans for the constituency. The Workers' Party insisted it didn't want to give empty promises, but assured residents they would get national programs like lift upgrading. It's not the first time that Aljunied GRC has been caught in the midst of an intense political competition. This was where the tightest battle of the 2006 general election was fought.
Rashid of the People's Action Party as the group of candidates elected for the electoral division of Aljunied.
And residents of Aljunied GRC will soon find out if the votes they cast today is going to shape the future of Singapore politics.
Well, we went out a little earlier this evening to Aljunied to get a sampling of what the residents are saying as they await the results for their constituency.
What's more important is how we move forward as a nation. I mean, whatever the result is going to be, there will be people who will be unhappy either way with the result. But I think it's how we move together and look towards a better Singapore.
I guess we are carrying the whole nation's weight on our shoulders. There's a lot of pressure.
Definitely brings a little bit of spice to the whole election proceedings, and quite exciting actually. It's more like more fun than the World Cup.
And since we are the young generation right now, right, it's good that we have a say in it.
And we'll bring you reactions from this election's hottest battleground throughout this show. But for now, here's Othman Buhari with an update for our Malay-speaking viewers.
Thank you, Melissa. Selepas 9 hari berkempen, 2.2 juta pengundi. Jumlah terbesar dalam sejarah Singapura telah melaksanakan hak politik mereka di 732 pusat mengundi di serata negara. Pilihan Raya 2011 menyaksikan parti-parti pembangkang memberi cabaran sengit kepada parti yang memerintah. 12 kawasan undi perseorangan, 14 kawasan undi berkumpulan atau GRC, satu jumlah rekod dipertandingkan. Mampukah pembangkang menambah suara di Parlimen? Atau mungkin PAP mengukuhkan penguasaan? Salam hormat, saya Othman Buhari, dan sepanjang siaran langsung ini kami akan membawakan kepada anda keputusan terkini, keputusan pilihan raya 2011. Saudara, anda juga boleh mendapatkan liputan terkini daripada wartawan-wartawan kami yang sedang bersama para calon serta penyokong-penyokong mereka di serata Singapura. Mereka akan memberikan gambaran yang lebih jelas tentang suasana serta reaksi para calon dan penyokong apabila keputusan yang dinanti-nantikan diumumkan sepanjang malam ini. Pertama, kita bersama Daud Yusof di Stadium Bedok sekarang. Daud, bagaimana suasananya di tempat anda sekarang? Daud.
Baik Osman, terima kasih Osman. Saudara, di Stadium Bedok ini para penyokong PAP daripada 9 buah kawasan undi termasuk GRC Aljunied sudah mula bersesak-sesak di dalam stadium ya. Dan kalau boleh anda dengar ya, di belakang saya ini mereka sudah membawa spanduk, bendera dan sudah mula menyurak-nyurak ya bagi calon PAP yang bertanding bagi 9 kawasan undi itu. Dan di sini kita akan menyaksikan ya keputusan diumumkan apakah gergasi bernama GRC akan tumbang ke tangan pihak pembangkang atau apakah pasukan PAP ya akan meneruskan cengkamannya terhadap GRC panas itu. Jawapannya dan juga reaksi dan wawancara dengan para calon yang bertanding akan kami bawakan daripada Stadium Bedok ini. Osman.
Terima kasih Daud. Kini kita beralih ke Stadium Hougang bersama Ahmad Dafir Zainuddin pula di mana para penyokong Parti Pekerja sedang berhimpun. Dafir, apakah suasana sama meriah di tempat anda sana?
Ya Osman, kekecohan sudah mula dirasakan dengan ramai penyokong mula menuju ke tengah padang untuk melihat perkembangan terkini berita pilihan raya 2011 menerusi layar besar yang diletakkan di sana. Beberapa penyokong yang saya temui menyatakan mereka tidak tinggal di kawasan-kawasan di mana parti pekerja bertanding, tetapi mereka tetap datang untuk melihat sendiri sama ada parti pekerja dapat menjadi pasukan pembangkang yang pertama merampas sebuah GRC dari parti PAP. Pastikan anda terus bersama kami dan saya akan membawa perkembangan terkini dari Stadium Hougang. Osman.
Terima kasih Dafir. Di Stadium Toa Payoh pula, yang merupakan satu lagi tempat perhimpunan para calon dan penyokong PAP, kita bersama Riz Sunawan. Riz.
Ya Osman, suasana bak pesta di pusat perhimpunan Stadium Toa Payoh ini di mana para calon ataupun para penyokong untuk calon-calon Parti Tindakan Rakyat PAP telah pun berhimpun di sini untuk menyokong calon-calon PAP yang bertanding di GRC dan juga SMC khususnya di kawasan tengah dan utara Singapura ini. Dan pastinya GRC yang menjadi tumpuan utama di sini ialah GRC Ang Mo Kio yang dipimpin oleh Perdana Menteri Lee Hsien Loong dan juga SMC Potong Pasir. Ya saudara, mampukah calon PAP Sito Ipin merampas kerusi dari kerusi yang ditandingi oleh isteri tokoh pembangkang Encik Cham Sitong iaitu Cik Lina Loh setelah kalah dalam 2 pilihan raya yang lalu. Sama-sama kita nantikan keputusannya. Dan satu lagi GRC yang menjadi tumpuan ialah GRC Bishan Toa Payoh yang dipimpin oleh Timbalan Perdana Menteri Wong Kan Seng. Dan pastinya saya Riz Sunawan akan membawa laporan terkini dari Stadium Toa Payoh kembali ke studio bersama Osman.
Itu dia Riz Sunawan, dan akhir sekali saudara kita lintas langsung ke Stadium Jurong West bersama Ibrahim Sawifi pula. Ibrahim.
Terima kasih Osman. Parti Demokratik Singapura SDP dan Parti Perpaduan Nasional NSP menghantar pasukan terbaik mereka untuk menentang pasukan PAP bagi GRC Holland Bukit Timah dan juga GRC baru iaitu GRC Choa Chu Kang. Dapatkah pasukan PAP mempertahankan kubu mereka di GRC Holland Bukit Timah dan dapatkah